What's going on? Matt Malatesta here with Coach Remon Smith from Klein Forest. Heartbreaker. They went state last year, and now they were looking to repeat. Coach, talk about just, let's start on the good side. Last year, winning that state meet, how special was that for your guys?
I can't put it into words. For the community and the school, the kids, it was phenomenal. Sometimes it still seems unreal. Those guys, they bought in wholeheartedly. They sacrificed individual events to come together to win that state championship. That was their goal. I mean, those guys were so selfless. It was unbelievable, and because they bought in everything, and that was probably one of my proudest moments to see those guys give up. Well, they bought into the fact that it takes a team to win it.
Right.
So that was a proud moment. And those guys, they grew up, and that was the result of it.
So talk a little bit about your timeline in the world of track. Did you run track in high school to college to coaching? Kind of walk us through, your timeline.
Yes. Actually, as a matter of fact, I ran track at St. Thomas High School under Jim Schwartzbach. I ran track there. We actually won the TCIL state championship my senior year. I won. I was a state champion in that division 3 years in the long jump. 3 years out 4x1 won state championship. I won the 200-meter state championship my senior year. So it was fun. I enjoyed it. But I ended up going on to college and playing football.
Oh, really?
Yes. But I have a long history in track and field. I love the sport.
So talk about, it's a different – people think just people roll out of bed and are fast. Now, we cover track so much, just from Fort Bend Marshall to you guys to, girls track. It's competitive every day, it seems like. To build a really good program, you have to build a really competitive atmosphere. How have you built that into your program?
Well, it starts at practice. The guys, I tell them every day, I say, you got to learn to compete at practice before you compete at a meet. So at practice, they get after each other pretty good. Every day, it's pretty intense. Usually by the end of the day, they work so hard. At the end of every practice, they'll come up to me and, Coach, why we do this to us?
Yeah.
But Coach, I'll be back tomorrow. I mean, they push themselves that hard. I mean, it's grueling. I mean, it takes a special person to compete at a high level in track and field, because there's a lot of sacrifice, and I mean, you're going through some personal agony a lot of times to get yourself prepared for an elite level. It
seems like, when kids are getting recruited for football, a lot of those recruiters are looking to see, hey, does this guy run track? And is that part of it? Is it, hey, this guy's not just competing during the football season, but, also preparing himself for the next football season, but also being competitive in track?
Yes, I mean, it plays an intricate part of it. A lot of the young athletes don't really – they're starting to learn that it helps, because, first of all, to compete in track, you got to be mentally tough. That has a lot to do with – and that's what a lot of football players or football coaches look at. Like, if this guy can go out there and deal with that, the rigor of track, that means he's mostly mentally and physically tough. So that's what a lot of football coaches, when they're recruiting, look at, because of course, I mean, if you fast, that's one thing. To be fast, mentally and physically tough, that's a completely different animal. Now the spectrum for you grows big time. So that plays an integral part of the recruiting process.
I know we were early in the season. Talk about where you felt like y'all were, going in to kind of the championship season. I mean, how were y'all? Were y'all kind of hitting on all cylinders? Where were you?
That's what's so so hard about this season ending abruptly. We were still doing base work, but we were running fast. We hadn't really got into sprint specific workouts or anything. We doing a lot of base work, but the kids we were running fast. We were running extremely fast. So I was excited knowing when we go into the championship season, we started going into sprint specific workouts and we started doing more leg, more turnover. We'll spike up a little bit more. So we started sprinting in practice. As opposed to just doing like tempo, base work type stuff like that. And that's what we were. But we were running real fast. So to me, to see the guys, that's what's disheartening for me because the guys that put in so much work, and this is one time when you can say your hard work don't
Right.
hard work always pay off, but this is one time it didn't. So from a professional standpoint, that for me, that hurts for the kids, especially because those guys they had really bought in and they were working hard.
Give me some of the headliners of your team, maybe some of the seniors. Is anybody going off to run in college? Do you have some guys coming back? Kind of give us some of the headliners of your squad.
Ahmad Robinson, he's headed off to Stephen F. He signed with them. He was a senior. I had a couple of more seniors, Miles Rhodes, Mario Demerson, Darryl Cooper, Zion Turner. Some of those guys, we're still looking for home for them. A lot of them they're still being recruited. Their coaches calling and asking about them. But that senior group, those guys were a catalyst for a lot of what the success we had, and I'm going to miss those guys great. Amonte Walker, who transferred in, Amonte Watkins, that transferred in from Louisiana. He'll be back. He was a junior. He's gonna probably be a centerpiece of the other program for me next year. With him, Ahmad he's special. I mean, the kid can run anything from a 4 to a 1, anything you want to. He had went 21-2 indoors at A&M, so he was gonna go mid 20 point or better, to be honest with you. But Monte Watkins that's coming back. He had just dropped like 21-3 at the beginning of March, and he was just starting to get in shape. So I mean, it was some exciting things starting to happen. The other two guys on the 4x4 relay, Mario Demerson and Miles Rhodes, who was also they were also on those other relays. They were just starting to come around into sprinting form. They were just starting to sprint a little bit. So I think it was gonna be some historic times for Klein Forest, to be honest with you.
What's it like, when you win a championship, it really validates what you do every day, and the hard work does pay off. But it also puts a big target on your back. When y'all were showing up to events, was it like, oh man, here comes Klein Forest? And people will stop and they want to watch your guys run. Were y'all starting to kind of feel that energy early on?
Yes, it was starting to happen. And it was kind of like I told them, I said, guys, one day you'll realize what it's like to walk into a stadium and people will be looking like they're here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be the hunted? And they started to see that because when they would come back to practice and like, coach, people hitting them up on social media, saying all the different things. And so they realized they had a target on their back, and when we walk in to meet, people would look like, hey, they're here, we got to beat them, and we were getting everybody's A game. So, I mean, they were starting to realize.
Yeah, it's different being hunted versus the hunter. Last year, track just got such a boost. It seemed like with the bowling effect of him a straight Jesuit, now he's running at Georgia. What did you think when you saw the crowds and just the reaction and his performance over last year? I kind of saw it up close in person.
I mean, I tell you what, it added intrigue to it, and I mean, like you said, it was kind of a wow effect because he was special. I mean, when he stepped in and when he stepped on the stage, it was usually something special getting ready to happen, and he was a draw, to be honest with you. He was a draw to high school track and field, and like you said, seeing him up close and personal, um, he was something to behold for everyone to see, to be honest.
So Jonathan Wilson, the new head football coach, I think you do some coaching also for varsity football. But how do you feel like his, he's a Klein Forest guy. Do you kind of already feel the excitement around football, and how is he going to kind of bridge football with track, do you think?
Oh yeah, everybody's excited. Coach Wilson, got that youthful energy. The kids gravitating to him. They're excited about uh, you know the new season. Trying to see something new. Coach Wilson and I, we talk extensively. I'm still working with him in football.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the first things he said was, Coach, we don't want to mess with the track program. As a matter of fact, we want to make sure those guys are always competing. Um, it's a successful program. And he said, I want to keep that because that could be a draw for us in football. So he's definitely on board with making sure the football team is successful as well as the track program, which and that's big, having a football coach vouch for a track program. So for me, I mean that goes a long way.
Yeah. All right. What would you be doing if you weren't coaching kids? Would you be like a chef, or what would be kind of like what's your other career you would have done?
You know what? Actually, I haven't given much thought to it. The only thing I really loved to do prior to becoming a coach, I mean, I'm a math guy. I mean,
Okay.
I'm in numbers, so probably would be doing something like accounting, actuary, something to that effect. Because I'm a numbers guy.
Well, all right. Well, hey, I know you guys were looking to repeat, but hey, and you kind of had all the pieces together to repeat as state champs in Class 6A track. We'll just have to wait and see, or we'll just ask what if y'all, Fort Bend Marshall, could have done it again. But we'll just wait another year, see how this corona.
Yeah, that like I said, that I spent the entire weekend thinking about, it was regional championships, qualifying. That's all I could think about was Friday and Saturday. It should have been in Waco. Things should have been going. It's disheartening for myself, the kids, the track community in general. I mean, because I think it was going to be a great year on all classifications. I mean, it was some great stuff happening out there with Marshall and Summer Creek and those guys. Shadow Creek on that end. I mean, the Woodlands, Jers had those guys starting to come around, so it was going to be very, very competitive, across the area. So I mean, like I said, it's a letdown for everyone. But I think overall, I mean, because I think the state of Texas, and Duncan, those guys up in Duncanville in the Dallas area, everybody was starting around in the shape. So I think it would have been something to see for everyone.
Have you got your rings yet?
Yes, I have.
We got to see the ring.
Well, the one that I have on now is I have the one that the Texas Coach Association gives us. The team ring is I keep it in the box.
All right.
But yeah, this is the one I wear because I don't got to worry about a stone falling out or anything.
Right.
And plus, this one comes from a peer, so I'm excited about it.
Well, one of the best in the business, Coach Smith at Klein Forest. We will see y'all down the road this time next year, or probably if not before that. Congrats on last year. It's a drag that it didn't work out this year, but thanks for spending time with us on the Zoom VYPE hotline.
Thank you guys for having me. I enjoy being here. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Coach.